Okay. Tim Heiss.
Here.
Keith Malloy.
Here.
Sarah Black.
Here.
Debbie Contreras.
Here.
Steve Shoemaker.
Here.
Okay. Trust everybody's had a chance to review the minutes. If there's no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You want to do this? Think we need to do this on the appeals here? Or do-
Probably, yeah.
This is this from our office here? This
Yeah,
Mary
that
Ann-
was kind of the write-up that Mary Ann
Mary Ann did.
had approved.
Okay. We have a situation that's a little unusual on 922 Washington Street, where water service was changed, and I don't know, this is what, did you see you sent that to everybody, right? Did you see the letter and email about that? Last week before, probably when was that you sent that out?
It might have been a week and a half ago.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It was right after our last meeting, actually. Did you have more than one copy of that, or is that? What is
Yeah.
that?
I do. There's another one had-
Sorry.
Thank you. So what's the
Right.
question?
What it boils down to, there was toilet leaking. I mean, it was obvious what the problem ended up being, but there was the way I understand it, the daughter that was moving out of there had requested that the water stay on because her father was living there. And he was supposed to be coming in to do his deposit, his tenant deposit, and I don't know that he had the money at the time, but, you know, a matter of time passed, so it was still in the daughter's name. She'd never taken it out. And so, I mean, she had a high usage bill, so, you know, as far as I can tell, you know, I mean, it's obviously a toilet. They figured out what the water usage was, but I don't know that we can refund the entire amount because there was someone living there using the water. So,
Yeah, like I say the usage was, it was still, you know, she expressed don't turn the water off because her father was moving into that property, and the property didn't sit vacant. I've talked to the property owner. The property didn't sit vacant, and so I mean, we have our normal form here with adjustments, and I don't see any problem with issuing the adjustments, but there still was service there that still requires payment of what the service is outside of what the adjustment is. So
She's asking for full refund,
She-
is what she's asking.
that's the way I understood from what she had sent to the
Yeah.
mayor, yes.
Because if we have a leak in our house, it's still our responsibility. It's like my house. I have leaking last month, and I pay like $600, and I'm like, nobody lives there. Well, I have a leaking. You know, it's my responsibility. So I don't. If you help us with adjustments, is because you want to do it, but you don't have to do it, right?
The father did come in last week and finally put it in his name and made the deposit for that location, but we still have an outstanding bill that needs to be addressed.
Oh, so she didn't get charged.
She did get charged. Actually, she had it on automatic pay,
Right.
and, you know, and there was some discussion whether it was the same person, but
Yeah.
we've got copies of both applications, and it's the same signature, same email address, and so.
I would make a motion that we make the presented adjustments.
okay. We have a first. That
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, if we do the adjustments and then that's between her and her dad. I mean,
yeah, the the remainder. Yeah,
Yeah, the remainders, that's between them two.
Yeah,
That has
I
nothing to
agree.
do with us.
I agree.
So I would second that motion.
Okay, if we'll do it as a motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't see how we have a. I mean,
Yeah, there's no.
Quite frankly, we gave some leeway by allowing the service to continue without a deposit
Yeah.
initially. That's kind of in good faith.
Thank you. There's actually,
Oh,
there's
there's a
two,
separate.
Catch
yeah,
that second.
because it crossed over between
Yeah.
months.
Oh, yeah, there was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have any department heads here right at the moment. Steve?
The only thing that I have a couple things. Right now, we're sitting on 5 applicants for lifeguard. I think 3 for clerk and 5 or 6 for a groundskeeper. I would question, and I've actually got 3 for manager for the pool. I would question if 5's enough without making significant modifications to number of people, number of days, whatever, if the pool's going to be open. I haven't had a conversation with anybody to see if they would be more willing to become a lifeguard out of the applications that we have. But there's only 5 that specifically identified lifeguard.
Yeah, and see what was our number, what's more our target number?
12.
12, yeah, so we're not even half. Well, yeah.
Well, on top of that, I mean, you're still battling the sawdust. That continues to be an issue with the staining and
Little bit. It's better this year than it was last year, but we've also put the windscreen up, so I think that's trapping some of
it. If we're talking about curtailing schedule, or what, we need to consider, I guess, what are our limits on number of people in the pool with per lifeguard? Is that, I believe that's, as my memory serves me, that we've got a limit of number of people in the pool per lifeguard. So then we also have to think about whether we would have to limit days, I suppose. The hours or days.
If, for some strange reason, all 5 of them were available every day of the week, 7 days a week for the 6 or 10 weeks that the pool's going to be open, we could barely eke by, but I don't see that being realistic. So
Yeah.
my hope would be that we would, at a minimum, cut it down to maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something, and try to keep it open. But I don't know if 5's enough to even do that.
So of the 5 that you have, are they returning lifeguards that have certifications already?
I
or
haven't
do they-
confirmed that 100%, but I believe so, yes. Let me give you the right stack.
That would help immensely if they were, as far as that's
And then there's a couple of ones that I've identified interest in being manager, and they have guard experience, so I guess we could kind of leverage that and make them get their credential again, which I think would be a good idea anyway. But we're getting down to the point where we gotta make a decision and start identifying when we're going to open based on when we can get CPR renewals and all that stuff done.
Did you look through this?
CPR's every 2 years, so if these people are trained, it's.
I know there's one. I don't know about the others. There's one we had last year.
Also has been trained.
Well, yeah, he got trained as a senior.
Megan was trained.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is. Tim Ridge. No, that's not. Christine's been trained. The one I have at the office has been trained. I don't know about Tim Ridge just yet.
Mm-hmm. Is that Union? What's the address? Do they have their address on there? Is it an Indiana address?
Walnut Street.
Oh.
So at a minimum, I think I need to call them, bring them in, interview them. Same with the groundskeepers and the clerks, see if anybody's interested in
I see that's
crossing over to the lifeguard side.
Yeah.
Those are the managers, and that's the clerks.
Well, and the thing with that is that without adequate lifeguards, the other positions are not going to be, if you know, if we're open, the other ones are going to be limited because we're going to have to limit our opening times. So that's going to be put a limit on their work hours, because if we have to go to 3-4 days a week, and do put some limits on it, it's going to limit the need for those other positions. So
I've also had a conversation with Bailey. She was going to talk to Coach Cantu about the possibility of maybe the girls' basketball team looking at something similar to what the football team did several years ago, and them just kind of running the pool. Haven't heard back. So that conversation just took place Friday, so I'm
Okay.
kind of expecting a visit sometime in the next day or so.
okay.
So if we need to recertify, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat we were last year.
Mhm.
So, I mean, trying to get the class done between graduations and school activities and everything else.
We're going to have to get that done, and we're going to have to do it as quick as we can, but that's the best we got. The applications have been at the school since the 1st of April.
I mean, with those 5 and these 2, if we get both these guys trained, you got a manager, assistant manager, 5 lifeguards, and 7 trained lifeguards. So we're closer. Grace did it for me, so I have no issues there with that one. And she would really be able to run it. And she's an adult. So with those 7, I think you're looking at limiting the days it's open, and my suggestion would be weekdays, not weekends.
Limit the weekdays. Limit the weekdays.
I would have it open.
Open on the weekdays. Okay.
That's my,
No, I don't care.
I mean, the reasoning behind that is, again, that was my babysitter my whole life, you know,
Yeah.
when my mom
Whereas-
went to work. Where on the weekends
More and there's family activities
Yeah.
tend to
Yeah.
happen around the weekends, so
that
there
would
might be.
my suggestion. But,
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
you know, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or, you know, but you're at 50 per guard is the standard, but we've talked in the past, that's not a great standard. I mean, but that's where it's supposed to fall. So I mean, if you had 3 guards on duty and a manager, assistant manager is trained, then you're, 150 kids that I would feel safe with personally, so.
So the only conversation I really need is, are we going to move forward with opening the pool, or are we not? Because if we are, we have a lot of work to get done, so.
Well,
And we might end up with a handful more guards after we start interviewing kids, but I'm not at all confident of that.
I know there were at least 2 that had dropped off for the clerk position, the desk position. And I asked them specifically if they consider getting trained, and they said no. So I don't know if they just couldn't swim or just didn't want to deal with it, so.
And I have had a passing conversation with Hometown Coffee. They are interested in running the concession stand, so that would be a burden that we don't have to manage.
okay. Well, is there a consensus on on opening or not?
I feel strongly about opening, but I mean, I think if you can get to 7, I'd feel a lot better. You know, if those were a manual or a headlight card or, you know, whatever we wanted to do. Because that person they don't have to sit in a chair. You know, if they walk the deck, that's the same as having a lifeguard on duty, so that helps a little bit. Which we've done that in the past, so that's what I did. When I ran, I just walked the deck, I was certified, but, that's where I would be. I mean, if we could get to 7 and potentially open during the week, then I would feel a lot better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say don't throw in the towel yet. I know we're getting crunch time, but if we can get a hold of Riley, he's the one that trained him last year and was able to come over and do that in our own pool with our guards. So
I'm assuming they're gonna have a swim team again,
that's the plan. They've already sent out the
so I
registrations.
mean, we're gonna have to have a pool either way. I mean, we're
Yeah,
gonna have to have
the
a
pool's
pool.
gonna have to be
Yeah.
functioning either way
Yeah.
with
Swim
swim
team
teams.
needs
so.
a guard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they typically could have I mean, even if we didn't open the pool, I mean, one of those kids that's your training guard, they could probably hire, because they pay their own guard anyway, so.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to see the pool open. I hesitate to throw work at people because that's obviously not something that I'm gonna be directly involved in, so I always hesitate to load work on other people, but I think it is something we need to continue for the community, so if at all possible. And I'd just say, I think we can leave some flexibility decisions to be made
as we move
once we
forward.
see where we're at in terms of guards and staff overall, to potentially limit the time open.
Yeah, if you have it, I mean, Steve, if we need to have a day where you come out to school and we call these kids down and interview them and go through that process, we can.
Okay. I'll get it taken care of.
Add to your short list.
We got nothing going on.
Isn't it nothing?
Nope, not even a smirk.
He's too busy. Too busy for that.
I'm currently managing issues right now.
That's what I always say too. All right. What else we got?
Then I have a request from a property owner. That the property is under new ownership and it has an outstanding water account. You got your copy? This is the Rice Blind Building down across from McDonald's. The new property owner is requesting consideration to work with her to reduce the outstanding balance on the property. She purchased the building from her son. So we've had this conversation in passing and nothing was decided. She is formally requesting because she's looking at possibly redeveloping it, doing some work on it. Their concern is overall that the water's not even shut off or turned on, it's shut off, and it has been, but it's just generating month after month after month the minimum service fee. So
Oh, so he's had the service on, but just not,
it's not even on, there's no water.
I mean, I know there's no water flowing, but
So why is it accruing?
Part of that, I mean, it's by ordinance, if it's, and I think it's mostly probably, correct me if I'm wrong, does this because of the rainwater and everything getting in,
Oh, this was the minimum billing,
you know.
that we did. And, yeah,
Wastewater.
So even
That's
if your
just
water's
that.
shut off, you're still getting billed?
The minimum charge, yes.
Yeah. For
That's
wastewater.
established by our local ordinance.
yeah,
And it's the wastewater and stormwater fees,
Right.
yeah.
This total down here, Steve, on the right, is the total there.
It's the
2260.
yes, that's it.
well,
I mean, is it, I don't. Saying you're gonna do something and doing something,
With-
is it possible to like freeze that until? Cause you don't, I mean, if you
I've-
wash that away and then they decide, never mind, we're just gonna sell the building, and then
I'll,
she bought it from her son, right? So it was a family purchase. It's possible to freeze that cost
Well-
until,
yeah, I think we had, I think we did have some liberty to, when we did that years ago, that this goes back, and I don't think we've even been, I don't know that we've even been reassessing that on properties, but we had some instances of forgiving that, particularly the sanitary, the sanitary sewer. In this case, I'll just, with my familiarity with the where the property is, don't have a financial connection to it certainly, but with my familiarity, I know that there's no load on the sanitary from this building. There's nothing hooked up to the sanitary that's flowing at all. There's no flow on it. So I can see right off the bat that if we chose to do something, we could forgive the sanitary side. The stormwater side potentially could be considered, because that's regardless of that doesn't have any connections. That's just runoff in
Right.
general. But there's no roof water. There's no interior water. No nothing in that. Partly I know that because it's connected to the same sanitary line as my building, and I know there's nothing besides mine going in that. From there, but and I think the state law, and if it's changing ownership, the state law basically says that can't stay with the property anymore, doesn't it? How does that work?
Yeah, that would make sense, but I don't know how that transaction was.
I don't know how that transaction's done. I'm not sure who.
So when did she actually take control?
No, that's
Of
the
it.
question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't have that information.
when she actually purchased the
Yeah,
property.
because that's,
You know, when you do GIS, it's confusing
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
aren't always up to date.
yeah, because that shows 2022.
Yeah, but then, I mean, it is in her
Yeah.
name now.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Suggestions from anybody else?
Well, I can have Mary Ann do a calculation on what removing the wastewater would be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know what our options are.
Well, I mean, because I think I've got that right here, because the stormwater portion of it
Got
is,
pulled out.
yeah, there's, you wanna,
You can see
kind of in
this,
the middle of the lower portion there.
the wastewater, the stormwater.
Wastewater is what we get rid of.
Okay.
And that would be the majority of the
But my question is my concern is that if this property changed hands last week, this amount doesn't go with her, right? It goes with the previous owner? The previous
Well-
owner owes this, right?
Correct.
So why is she asking for forgiveness? Because she doesn't know this. Am I right?
Or
Wrong?
does
I
it
don't
go
know.
with the property?
Because of,
It doesn't follow the property, right?
It wouldn't follow a new owner
A new owner.
for the property. It would
Right.
still be attached though,
To the property, yeah, so,
But wouldn't the old property owner still be responsible for that
right.
fee?
Mhm.
Correct. Her thought process is she's looking to potentially start redevelopment, start doing work on the building to get it.
But this doesn't prevent her from doing any of that, right, or does it? I just don't know enough, I guess.
Well, I think her concern is moving forward until such time she needs to turn the water on. She doesn't want hit with the
Right.
$40 a month charge.
And that's what I'm saying, I think from what you're saying would pertain to her, once she took over the property, I think we can talk about that, but forgiving this whole thing, it's not her bill. Right? I mean, I don't know.
That's the way she explained it to me. She indicated she has bought it from her son.
Right, so if that legally changes hands at the courthouse, then this wouldn't be her bill anyway.
Well, I will have
Because
those.
it's been in her name for a while. I mean, from what I've got
Right.
here, I don't know how long it's been in her name,
Yeah,
so,
you probably have to check.
I mean, is
with
that
the-
correct, that they've been receiving the bills in her name for a while?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
Is this all unpaid at this point?
All unpaid,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think finding out when it transferred to her name, the property transferred to her name, would be the first step.
Okay, I'll get more information.
Yeah, because I mean, when I'm looking at,
This is
that's the
our
main
stuff, right?
screen, yeah.
That's-
So at the top is her name, at the bottom is showing who the property owner was at that time, and that was her son.
Right. Right. If she owns it, and legally owns it, then that's one thing.
We'll get more information.
Okay. Okay, Amy, do you have anything?
Not beyond what this was, no.
Okay. Don't have anything on old business, we have anything, we have new business, but just pool updates, but I think we've taken care of that.
Yeah, Debbie wants to present.
Okay, all right.
I just want to review if you can revisit that conversation about the city dumpster. I have a rough draft to review and would like to get a form to present to a council. Yo paso it to her, please.
Tim, you pass that one down to
Hmm?
me. She get another
Oh.
one.
So is this different from what was talked about last year?
No, this is the same
It'll be
thing
the
that we
same.
presented, we just didn't really do anything, so she wanted to revisit it, so I printed it out again, and
So we can do it and we can keep going.
I know the one thing that sticks out to me on that first page is the fact that it has individuals or businesses, because we had never allowed businesses. They went in there quite frequently, but, I mean, it was never an allowable thing.
But when you say business means,
Pretty much like landlords that would hire people to clean up properties and then take everything to the city dumpster.
okay,
So,
but like if it's, now they have to pay to take the garbage to the dumpster, what is the difference if it's a person or is, well, business for me will be more like a company, but if you're talking about landlord, if they're cleaning the apartment but they don't have enough to rent one big dumpster, and they can use the one from the city and paying $150 to $500, and will be like easier for the landlords too. So because it's not gonna be free now, they're gonna pay. We have to pay for using it.
My only concern is the assessment and fee determination. Who is doing that? Who is assessing the material? And what does that word mean? So if I pull up with a truckload and I come into the office and I say I need to go to the dumpster and I pay $50, who is assessing that? Is someone from this
Yeah.
building going to go out and look at my truck, make sure that I only have a truckload? That would be my only thought, is who does that. And
What about if we do like a voucher? What it says like a pickup truck or trailer, large loads, and here I come and say, I have a pickup, and you give me, I pay you $50. You give me a voucher of $50. You give me a voucher that it says the pickup, and I go over there, and when they open the dumpster or the door for me, I'll show them the ticket, and they'll see, oh, this is a pickup, so go ahead. But if it's a trailer, oh no, I can't, so it's not valid.
some sort of colored tag system. Yep. That was my only thought. I mean, I have utilized this in the past personally, so, I mean, I haven't lately, but I think that it's a good thing. I just think we've got to make sure that we're not spending money on it.
Mm-mm.
I just know the ones that the problem is all the ones that abuse the system.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were the ones that created the problem from day one.
Mhm.
Are the ones that would sneak in and, it's,
But what do you recommend? Because we need a dumpster, and I feel like okay for the people to have this opportunity to go and take it, but we will stop the people who are abusing the dumpster, because always it's gonna be someone smart that wants to do something, but that's the reason we're here, to try to do our part. You know, how can they get, how can abuse, how they can abuse if you're gonna take the control, like.
Well, it's a matter of manpower too. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
that's probably
having
the-
someone down there that can, you know, be monitoring what's coming and going, because we don't have somebody just sitting at the gate waiting
You have
and
to.
having to, you know, call the guys in off of another job just to go unlock the gate and let them in. That's not convenient either.
Yeah.
But the dumpster is still getting full right now?
Not like it was, no, because we've not done this. This stopped completely as of January 1st of this year. I mean, it was voted on last October, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And so
For the
it,
first of the
it
year.
actually stopped
So it's-
as of January 1st. And I know during that meeting, they talked about doing a third, you know, up to 3 community-wide events. So, and do you have any scheduled for this year so far with the
We normally do it the
citywide
week
cleanup?
after the citywide cleanup, but we haven't picked any additional dates.
Yeah, we just originally talked about a spring, you know, the standard spring date, and then
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a
the
fall
second one in
date.
the
weekend
fall.
after the garage sales. is
a
when it
weekend
is.
after the garage sale,
It's first weekend in June.
first weekend of June, yeah. So, that would be the normal first, and then we talked about at least something in the Labor Day range.
And Bestway still has that option for the first Wednesday of every month. I mean, people have to call and tell them, you know, I'm going to have large items set out. So, I mean, that is part of the contract with Bestway as well. So,
Well, and one of the tough things that you get into is a pickup can be a pretty, you know, defining that, like a pickup load, or, you know, trailers are completely hard to define because the trailer size is varying, but, you know, you can have a pickup load could be a small amount in the bed of a pickup, but it could also be, you could get 4 yards of material in a pickup truck if you
Yeah.
want to, and that's a lot.
So you think
So-
150 for a trailer or pickup, like loaded, like how you say, you don't think it's enough? Or you don't think it's
the
okay?
yeah, I think you could potentially, we'd have to have some standards on how we rate a load, particularly pickup load would be not super hard to figure. Trailers are going to be difficult because, you know, I pull in there with my 18-foot trailer loaded 4 to 6 feet high, and then now there's suddenly 10 yards of material there, and that could get, you know,
So you
that's
want us
far
like-
exceeds $50.
To like maybe put like a picture of the
Yeah. But there again, the biggest thing.
load of the trailer, so we can know about the size. And
Well, and that's the biggest thing is that if we don't have anybody in a place besides at this office that's manned all the time, and so that creates the problem where somebody here has to make that assessment as far as what the charge is.
well, and I do remember hearing stories even down there, you know, some of the guys were good about saying, wait a minute, you know, you can't bring all this in. Others is like, whatever, just going in. So
Yeah.
it kind of depends on which one's going to be down at main gate as well.
Well, we've had a situation where somebody came by here with a pickup load with some stuff in it, but then when it showed up at the gate down there, magically it was a trailer full and, you know, 2 pickup trucks and a trailer load. And
A voucher for car.
Yeah.
A voucher for trailer. 5 feet.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be, to do it at all, there's gonna have to be a voucher, to,
And then you run into the hazardous materials too, the people cleaning out the garages, because we had that several times last year, where they would be cleaning out an entire garage.
and there's oil-based
Somewhere.
paint and batteries
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that end up hidden in the load.
And if that happens, we are the ones that, when they dump that, we're the ones that get penalized.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great jumping off point. I do. I think that we need some definitions defined. I think we need, like, he was talking about some, this is what a larger load is compared to a trailer load, those types of things. And then I think that would help us tremendously.
If you're gonna talk about trailers, maybe sizes.
Yeah, maybe some sizes, and then, what the definition of a larger load is. But I agree, I think this is
I'm still concerned about the word businesses. I don't think we can have landlords cleaning out, having people coming in. They're paying these groups to come in and clean their properties. And then they're, what we were running into constantly last year, the last 2 years, they would have these people being paid to clean out these properties, and then they were just filling up,
Yeah.
instead of taking it to MoDOC, where it was supposed to go, they were utilizing the city's dumpster.
So in Modoc is a place that you can take the.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In my early days of work, not in Union City, but in Muncie, my employer was not, didn't rent a dumpster, and we would periodically, we had generated a lot of cardboard and some other waste, mostly cardboard. And one of my jobs was to load it all up on the pickup truck and take it to the landfill. And you learned about things like what time not to go to the landfill, because you didn't want to be there after all the city garbage trucks had been there dumped, because it'd get a little ripe. But that was part of my youth. And but the other thing that I want, and this is just one more complication to throw into doing this and controlling it, is if we limit how many vouchers anybody can have over the year. But
That'd be hard to track.
that would be hard to track. And like I say, all these things you want to do to keep it under control, but then it just makes that much more difficult to monitor and administer.
And if you wanna just simplify it, you just say pickup truck. All you can take is a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Or a trailer this size, and if you have multiple trips, you have to fill it up multiple times, and it's
Yeah.
X amount of dollars, and then it's simply a come check, get a voucher, and there's one drop-off time, and it's this time, and then you man it for these hours, and if you can't make it work, then you don't drop your stuff off.
And I think you can limit it to Union City residents.
Yeah, you gotta show a driver's license, you get a voucher, you pay the one fee, this is the size you get, and then it's easy for the people that are down there, cause it's a truck, or it's a trailer of this size or smaller.
So you think it's just pickup in a small trailer? I think that's okay, no?
And then if you
Even
do
if I'm a
that, then
business?
there's- if you do
But if
that,
I do a pickup or a small trailer, even if I'm a business, I can do it? Or,
I'm not saying yes or no, I'm just saying.
but
if
I'm
they
just
do-
trying to figure out,
Yeah.
because like a regular person that lives in an apartment,
Right,
I have a lady who has a mattress.
yeah,
And she comes and she say, they say I cannot put the mattress over there, or they leave it over there in my parking spot. So
Yeah.
now I'm in charge to
get rid of
take
it.
that one, and it's not mine.
Yeah,
And that's the reason I say like that. Okay, on Wednesday they can come and pick it up. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
When you say business, I imagine like a big dumpster like
Yeah.
that one. I'm not talking about that sizes.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about if I have my apartment cleaning, like how you say, cleaning my apartment, and I have a pickup. Use a pickup trailer. It's not a lot, but I don't have a space to take that. But how you say right now in Modoc, okay, I'll get information about Modoc and I'll
Yeah.
post it. I'll let the people know
Yeah.
about that. But it's only a pickup or a small trailer.
Yeah.
Can I use that one?
Yeah.
Or because I'm a business, I can't? Or it's okay to use it because of it's a pickup size?
Right.
I'm just thinking.
Well, you're a resident.
Yeah.
So that's a
Resident.
difference for me too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
I think
question
the
it.
limiting, I
Yeah.
think particularly the limiting business is also, so, you know, my business, for example, has a 4-yard dumpster that gets picked up twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were allowed to do this as a business, I could probably cut my costs quite a bit because I don't necessarily fill it all the time. I could probably
Right.
get rid of that dumpster and do this and maybe get away with $50 a month. But at the same time, the city's kind of subsidizing my business a little bit. That's, the last thing I want to do is expect that at
Because I
all.
have my garbage can be one for my business, but
Yeah. I think if you go to that, it's gotta, if it's the more simplistic that it is, the easier it is to manage.
Mm.
Well, and that was one of the reasons we didn't move forward with doing something last year, is that the logistical issues and administration issues were a little problematic.
so what do you think about? Because minimum fee $20, we can take that one out because nobody's gonna take a little bag off. Or if I have a mattress, they can come and pick it up on Wednesday.
Yeah,
My space.
Yeah, you know, that it's like a mattress can be done with a large pickup by Bestway for no fee. So
Okay.
that's why I think that the load, at least something in the $50 load needs to be the beginning point. I think this has to go before council for this, doesn't it? Because this is in form of an ordinance.
Yeah, it would have to be an ordinance.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
we're
think this
charging-
needs revised, yeah.
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 Well, I've made
First
some
draft.
notes, so I'll
Yeah.
revise it and we'll have it at the next meeting.
I think maybe one pickup time so that you're not, because if you have to take people off, if you have to take the guys off the street so they're down there, one pickup time or 2 pickup times
But-
that are only an hour and a half.
But yeah, that's the one thing on this that is actually good, though, is the fact that it's not a all day
Free for all.
long, every day
Right.
access. There's limited access. And
So
that's
if we're gonna do this, are we still going to do 3 times a year for because I know what we paid when we did the citywide cleanup. And I mean, that's a lot of money.
No,
I think we did the
I
3
think-
times a year because we
Of
didn't
eliminating
split
it.
it.
Because
so-
we were, exactly.
No, I think-
you know.
Well,
No, I
this
think that's-
realistically should pay for itself.
Yes, that's what I think.
So, I mean, realistically, this should be,
Yeah,
so,
I would say that we'd just go. My inclination would be to go back to the one time a year on the cleanup dumpsters, and if we were to do something like this.
And when someone comes and say, I have a pickup that I need to use a dumpster, or the lady who's in charge to getting the money and give the voucher, they will tell them what time. It's not gonna be like, I come here and I need you to open the gate for me.
Yeah.
No, the receptionist or the cashier, she will let the people, like, what time can you go and open? Oh, at 3. Okay, so you have the control. It's
Yeah.
not like,
These are the hours
come,
of drop
come.
off.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
And if it's on a Monday, then you have to wait until Tuesday.
Yes,
That's-
and
that's the-
well,
yeah, that's one thing. It's gotta be limited on that.
Mhm.
Gotta be.
Well, we'll make some revisions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, where am I?
Ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow for phase 1 of the playground. It's at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yep. At the basketball courts. That's where it will be hosted. So
Oh, I don't know if I can be back by then. You'll manage without me, I know. But thank you. I'm really glad to see that at this point. I think it's
it's been
Big
a very
step.
busy place.
and that's exactly what we wanted to see.
Yep.
Yes.
So, okay. No visitors with any comments. Nothing else. No meeting scheduled for Memorial Day, Monday, May 25th. So next Board of Works Monday, June 8th at 1:45 p.m. Next council meeting Monday, June 8th at 6 p.m. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.